Christians are taking a new position, and they're about to, all over. And this will eventually get talked about. You may not see it now, but it's coming. And one of the religious beliefs about this, which is about 75 years old, is called latter rain theology. And many people will confuse what's happening with latter rain theology being fulfilled. I don't believe latter rain theology. I don't buy it. What's going to happen is that God is going to show everyone. He'll show his people, the Christians, and he'll show everyone else, the non-Christians, and then the Jews, who are his people but don't know it. He'll show everybody that if you know how to listen to God's voice, that it really does pay off. One. And two, he'll show that all of the religious ideas and questions of, is Christianity real? Is the Bible reliable? Is it genuine or made up? All of it comes down to, if you can understand the Bible and you can get your own life to work by you reading and following the Bible, it really can result in all this crazy, wild, amazing stuff that's about to happen to the Christians. So it'll really be a game changer in the debates about, Christianity versus whatever else. Well, hey buddy, I love you too. Yeah. Now, latter rain theology is different because it believes that Christians will be controlling outright everything, and governments, banks, government bodies, they'll be dominating it and basically forcing their ideas, and they'll be doing this because they fully submit to the pastor. And then ultimately the pastor will be telling those Christian government leaders what is good and bad, and if they're good or bad Christians welcome at church or not, based on whether they're obeying the pastor. So they don't say it that way, but that's not what's happening. And that's latter rain theology. Basically, that all the church abuse stuff about the pastor dominating and controlling too much and all this, it's gonna expand so that pastors can bully around city council members and all that. And that's latter rain theology, and that is not what's about to be happening. What's about to be happening is Christians that have fully cleaned the wax out of their ears, one, and two, spent time reading and understanding the Bible rather than reading books about the Bible to argue with the Bible. And they'll have applied it, and they're not in full submission to the pastor or some super duper fake apostle or any other, fivefold ministry or fancy term for some Christian dude. No. These Christians that are being set up on display with lots of money and power, which are getting it, I don't have it yet, but they're about to. They're only submitting to the Bible's teaching and God leading them step by step as the Bible teaches them to listen, and that's all. So I'm saying this early and up front. If people have questions, say it. I'd love to talk more about latter rain theology and the difference versus what's happening. Because latter rain is more about the pastor and the super pastor, super duper apostle people being able to tell Christians what car to buy, and that's just domination and religious control, and that's the fake version. I don't ascribe to that at all. There are Christians that don't even go to church at all that are going to be very, very rich and powerful soon. They'll go from almost no money to super duper wealth, and like overnight. And then there'll be Christians having that happen that don't go to church and that do go to church. It'll be all over the place. but it's not submitting to a pastor telling you everything, including where to go to college and what to name your kids. They're just obeying God as they read the Bible. That's what's really going on. And the latter rain people basically believe that Christians are going to get more and more power until Jesus comes back, or until the rapture happens and they disappear, and then all the end of the world drama begins. I don't believe that either. The end of the world drama is brought about by these Christians. You know, this is a very clear warning to the powers that be. We're dealing with this in a few series of phases. These nasty, nasty people who pray to the devil and know it in secret use satanic rituals to amass money and power. And they've been messing with everything. They've been creating international problems so that they can be the ones to fix them, getting power and money in the process. And all the rest of us have been paying the price, and that's most of the economic workplace supply trouble that we've been having. And God's exposing all that, and he's given those people a whooping by showing the Christians through what the Bible calls word of knowledge. Like, it's like a semi-prophecy thing for them to know how to game this other people's game and beat them by their own rules. That's what God's doing. The Christians are going to be there, and it's going to be a demonstration of why God's rules aren't theoretical. God's moral rules are meant to teach you how to be awesome. That's what it's always been. That's what the entire Psalm 119 is about, man. We don't have to follow the rules. No, you don't have to follow the path to be awesome. But don't say that these religious rules are a burden. These religious rules are a path to be awesome if you really know the rules, not what some controlling pastor or priest made them out to be. You got to read the Bible and understand, you see. You think you get this. So that's God's going to set that up and give the nasty group of nasty people a public whooping and shaming. Well, then after a while, I mean, a lot of people are going to come to believe in Jesus because they're going to understand the truth about who's really wearing the white and black hats and who's really the good guys and the bad guys. And it's going to shift everything. It's not going to be along Republican or Democrat lines. It's going to just, it could be a 90-degree shift. It's going to just, everything's going to change. Everything's going to change. And after that season, and the rich Christians are not just going to use their money to get fancy houses. They're going to use it to help people. And that's going to cause more people to understand the real Jesus. Not the fake Jesus, not the misunderstood Jesus, not the people that really don't know how to follow Jesus but think they do, and then it's kind of an accidental fake Jesus version that they live out. No. People are going to find out what the real Jesus is, and part of it's going to be these new rich Christians being friendly with their money and their power. After that, God will allow it. It'll be the Empire Strikes Back. Those nasty Satan worshipers are going to get their own power and start attacking the Christians. And the Christians are going to use their prayer and start sending weather and cure diseases. The nasty Satan worshipers will drop biological bombs and people will get sick. The Christians will go in and heal everybody in Jesus' name. The nasty people will plan new armies and weapons to attack. The Christians will send a tornado through the building and wipe it out. This is where this is going. And that's going to escalate more and more, and those will become the trumpets and the bowl judgments in the book of Revelation. Now, at one point in the bowl judgments, there's a point where the Christians might make their exit. And so, this rapture thing, it doesn't mean that the Christians are in charge and then one day they vanish and then the trouble comes. No. The trouble comes because the Christians are praying for it, just like Moses brought down the plagues upon Egypt. And except the whole church is going to be following that. And the church is going to make a grand exit at one point. But when the church makes the grand exit, that's going to be the big final one, where the church finally permanently does in all of those evil, nasty people very, very powerfully. Just like Moses and Israel opened the Red Sea, walked through, and then drowned Pharaoh's entire army in the process. So there's a lot of talk about a rapture. The rapture is not a get out of drama ticket. Don't have any preconceived notions for what the rapture is about. I am planning to continue on normal escalation of events into the 2040s. I am not banking on being absent. And I'm not banking on not praying for crazy stuff to show God's whooping to some bad people that have been begging for it. No. Why do these bad people do all these bad things? Well, God's bringing the church to give them a whooping, Now, do you hate Christians or not? And the world will be forced to address that question. And no rapture is going to get people out of that. Yeah, God protected Israel during the plagues. A lot of the plagues didn't really affect Israel, or it says specifically they did not affect Israel at all. Go look at your story in Exodus about what happened with the plagues. So yeah, they went through the sea, but the sea parted for them. That's what these events in Revelation are going to look like. The plagues of Egypt in Exodus were a picture of the crazy drama that happens in Revelation. And if your leaders and Christian teachers and Bible leaders, whatever, are telling you that a rapture's coming and you're getting the idea that you get to escape the drama, something's wrong. Find a new teacher fast. Because just a few months ago, a whole bunch of people got the surprise of their lives that Jesus was telling the truth. You don't know when the rapture's going to come or how it's going to go. So don't let yourself think that you know when or how. Don't do that. That was a warning. If your Bible teachers are making you think that the rapture means you escape the drama, get new Bible teachers. There will be some grand exit that happens eventually, but we don't know how it works, and it should not be our main theme. We need to learn how to pray, how to find Jesus in that quiet, secret place in our hearts, how to welcome him there, listen to him, follow his leading. Did God just tell me to turn down a road or not? You got to practice that. You got to practice that. It was how I survived in Taiwan 15 years. If you're not practiced, and did I hear God or not, then you mess up and you make a mistake and you're not really sure and you're confused, and then you go through decades of trying to follow his voice, then you'll know how to really rise to the economic, powerful thing that God's going to be giving people. But if you haven't been seeking that and walking that, and you've been nominal Christian, you got your ticket, you believe JESUS, you got your rapture card, or you've been arguing why the Bible's wrong and the earth is a shape. If that's where your mind space has been, you're not going to be able to surf and ride this wave that God is sending to us because you didn't learn how to read the waves. And when it comes to the how to read the Bible, you want to know how to read the Bible? The Bible tells us how to go to heaven. It does not tell us how the heavens go. The Bible does not tell us that the earth is this shape or that shape. It's not talking about that. The Bible says from the rising of the sun to the setting. Okay, that doesn't mean the sun's moving. People that believe in a ball-shaped earth that revolves around the sun will say the sun rises, it's coming up, the sun's setting, it's going down. They don't believe the sun's moving. They believe the earth is, but that's how they talk. The Bible talks the same way. So who knows? It doesn't address it either way. The point of the Bible is from the rising of the sun to the setting of the same, God is in charge. God is running things. That's the point of that passage. If you didn't get that, if you walked away with, therefore the earth is this shape or that, you don't know how to read the Bible and you don't know how to have it guide you. And a lot of people have been reading the Bible to argue about the shape of the earth, and they're the ones that are going to be missing out on all this money and power that's about to come in because they were misreading the Bible.